What's up, people? We're talking boxing. So there's a number of interesting fights and a number of things that's going to happen in boxing. I was just looking at the different boxing matches that are going to come up, and so while I'm cooking a meal, I said, "Well, you know what? Let's talk some boxing." So how's everybody doing today? Remember, this is a live stream, so you can discuss and you can chat with me. It's an interactive thing. We're talking boxing. Lamont Peterson's going to be facing Sergey Lipinets over the weekend. So that's a fight I'm somewhat interested in seeing. Obviously, we will try to favor Lamont Peterson. We'll see. He's trained a lot for this fight, so we'll see. Sergey Lipinets, we'll see how he does. Depending on how Sergey Lipinets does, it will show what kind of fighter he is, right? Not really interested in any other fights over the weekend. What do you guys think? What kind of fights you see as interesting over the weekend? Bob motherfucking Arum had another statement to make. And as usual, motherfucker just know how to duck. If you really listen to Bob Arum, you realize how much of a ducker he is. So now Bob Arum's saying the fight between Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko, it ain't got that fire it used to have. Because guess what? Mikey lost to a fucking welterweight. So apparently, Bob Arum never wanted that ass fight. You know what I'm saying? Jackson the Hopeful, shout out to you, my brother. Good day to you. Maidana is expected, you say. Maidana is expected to be fighting in June, according to Alex Ariza. They will have him smoking crack. No. There's a systematic way how people get you in shape, build you, and also help you to lose weight. Alex Ariza knows what he's doing. They know what they're doing, so don't worry about it. He'll be in fight ready shape. Yeah, I saw that. I just was watching that video actually this morning. Got up really late today. Was up most of last night. Some of what I was doing wasn't making sense, and some of it was making sense. Yeah. So, yeah, Marcos Maidana, they're on course actually to be able to fight at 147 in June. And but they may have an opponent that's a 154 pounder, so depending if they can't make the weight, whatever. But no, they you remember Alex Ariza and these guys. There's a channel I'm actually associated with, and you remember? I'm trying to remember her name. She was a model. Ah, shit, she was fine as hell. What's her name? Shit, I'm associated with a channel that shows you how she got in a car accident. I'm trying to remember her name right now. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get her name. One second. I'm gonna do what I do just now. Hold on a second, right? Jackson the Hopeful says, I hope he gets Thurman. I don't think he'll be as fast, but still powerful. No. He can't face Keith Thurman. His first comeback fight can't be against a tough competitor. So he's not going to get Keith Thurman. I think he's getting I can't remember who he's getting. And because he's so big, he doesn't really have that planting power. Sometimes he has the power, sometimes he doesn't. I've been following up, watching some of the videos that they had out there and showing him throwing punches. And sometimes he throws punches with good force, good power. And at other times, again, he's not throwing the punches as he should. Shout out to you again. Jackson the Hopeful. It's nice to see you, man. You know, you guys must invite other people to come into these chat sections, man. We talk boxing all day, 24/7. So you know how it is. Hold on. All right, cool. Man, it was messed up. Yeah, I was trying to tell you guys. Go check out Mike Rashid. Mike Rashid. Shit. I wonder if I can type in here. Okay, cool. Yeah, check out Mike Rashid. Mik and then Rashid. He's a trainer, and he does it right now. He's dealing with Melissa Ford and a whole bunch of other people, and he's teaching people how to maintain weight and shit. And if you know who Melissa Ford is, just type in Melissa Ford. You're gonna see fine woman, man. She's really fucking fine. And she got in a car accident and she injured her back and injured her body and she should have died, but she lived through it. And so she's doing now a lot of she's strengthening back her body, strengthening back her joints, her hips and stuff. And she's got back into the gym. I'm telling you, she's fine. She's 40, what is she, 45, 46, something like that. Yeah, but she's fine, boy. She really is. So anyway, let me not get distracted because, you know. But she is on the comeback. It's Operation Beachbody. You know, a lot of these women, you see them walking around, they look real fine and stuff, but they fucking work out in the gym. They kill it with the gym work. There's a lot of gym work, and they're fucking strong. I seen a woman squat, you know, 400 pounds, and she's not big and bulky and none of that shit. She looked real fine and everything. She be squatting 400 pounds easy, proper technique and everything. Squatting is everything. You'll learn from Mark Rashad, but you burn up. What you want to do, how Marcus Madonna is losing weight it's depending on how much energy he's burning up. That's how you burn off the fat and stuff. So it's based on your energy, what kind of activities you're doing every single day, and then your caloric intake. So that's how they're working it out. And they don't want to burn off the fat. They want to burn off the fat more than they burn off the muscle mass. They don't want to burn off the protein muscle mass. Nonetheless, you got to have carbohydrates in there. You can't be doing a non-calorie diet just going off of ketones. That can kill you. You can get ketone acidosis. Damn internet messing up. No, it wasn't the internet. It was me. I was trying to find Melissa Ford and Mike Rashid. Everything's scientifically done. Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys something that sounds kind of funny, but you see porn stars, for example, some of them look real fine and everything. I know this is sounding weird, as I'm saying. A lot of them work out in the gym. They have to do a lot of gym workout to get that kind of body. Yeah, they also some of them use plastic surgery and shit, but you have to, it's not, man, a lot of things that we admire, if you are anybody in tip-top shape, comedians, actors, you know, scientists and people, you see them in shape and they seem to be doing well, it's because these people work out. They go in the gym and they really work out. And that working out and proper diet, I was just watching that Super Beat recently. And super beats are again something to get your cardio. So some people exercise in the morning and then they exercise in the afternoon after they work. And so that's why some people remain sharp on the job and all of that. I'm nowhere near there. If you look at my face looks a mess. If you look at me right now, I look like I aged 100 million years. It's because I run my body down and I haven't been sleeping in the night very well at all. I go to sleep sometimes 3, 4 in the morning. I have no reason to do so, but it's just what it happens. And so I beat my body down, and I have to bring it back. I'm 44 years old. Look a lot better when I'm in proper tone, proper shape. My body's beaten down, so I'm not really bad in that my eyes are not red. As you can see, my eye here is messed up. Up top here is a little bit messed up. This is a scar where I ran into a door. You know, my face is a little bit puffy. Okay, my body's a bit puffy, swollen. See. I'm swollen all over. Even though you see a muscle mass there, it's kind of swollen muscle mass. There's inflammation all around my body. So I'm working at trying to get myself back in shape. I'll show you guys. Let me show you the exercise I do for my abs. For example, all right? For example, all right? I was a real abs man until I had stomach problems. I started getting stomach problems and from there. So I'm going to show you a little ab exercise. Let me see here. There you go. Alright. So if you got a door in your house, it's a great exercise to do. It's kind of hard. When you first start doing it, you probably can't do it. But it's a great exercise nonetheless. So I'm on a door here. This door is anchored to the ground, so I don't have to worry about it moving or swinging. It's really great workout. Anchor full extent. It's really great. I mean, shit, you feel it down here. You really do. And my abs ain't great. I don't have great abs, but you know, tightens it up. You feel it tighten all the way up here. You know what I'm saying? So you do have it, and then well, you may have seen people do this, but I just started doing it there and it started hurting me already. And you can do it with full extension too. You know what I'm saying? And then you can do pull-ups. Oh damn, I ain't done that in a long time. You pull up this way. Then you can curl this way, up that way. And then you can do exercises for your back where you're pulling up this way. Pulling up this way. Shit, I ain't do that shit in a long time. I'll tell you, boxers, man, they do all kinds of shit. I see them, when you really have tight abs, you literally can lean. You be pulling up. Like when I'm in full stream, I literally lift my body way off. My body gets horizontal to the ground. I can pull myself all up and my neck is still anchored and my whole body goes up like that. See, you gotta have good conditioning for whatever you're doing. To be at the top of your game in any sport or in anything, whether it's work or it's sports or it's whatever it is, you gotta exercise. Exercise is great, and then you have to give your body appropriate rest, preferably going to sleep 10 o'clock in the night, waking up 6 o'clock in the morning, gives that body that chance to replenish, recharge itself. And you drink decent amounts of water with electrolytes in it. You know, if you don't eat, at least drink water. You know, let me show you what I drink. So, show you what I drink. So I drink half a liter of water in a cup. I might drink 2 of these. It's a lot more than normal people do because I have dryness. So my hands are very dry. I have dry hands. Okay? You can't see it, but it's very, very dry. And my feet, I'll show you my foot, it's ashy. It's very, very dry. Underneath my foot is very ashy. And that's because I'm dehydrated a lot. And dehydration is a very serious problem. That's what causes most illnesses for a lot of people. So you have to stay hydrated. And as you can see, I haven't exercised in a long time. So shit, that was quite a thing to do. But those are exercises, especially ab work. I also do stretches. So I might show you guys one stretch you can do. If you got back problems, this is a great stretch for you. Don't start off trying to push this very, very hard. But it's a great stretch. I'm going to show you it. So I'm going to go on the ground here. Okay. Alright, so you can see me back here. Alright. It's a real simple stretch. Keep your knees bent. You're trying to reach forward. Some of you can't do this, so don't do it. Reach forward, touch your toe, touch the bottom of your foot. And you're going to now straighten out your back. Okay, you keep your head tucked. And you're pulling your head into your feet. And you hold for about 10-20 seconds. That starts to stretch out the back. If you find that you're not stretching enough, you drop the feet a little bit, but keep it bent. And you do again. It's really good. And then after you've done that stretch, you pull the feet in like this. All right? People do it in the gym, all kinds of stuff. And you're going to do what's called butterfly flap. Or you can take your elbows and press in on your knees and give that back a nice little stretch. Sometimes you feel the muscle here is tightened, so you don't want to just pull down and tighten the muscle here. You hurt yourself. It'll hurt all the way up your back. But anyway, you do these, and then you come back and you tuck it in like this. You tuck it in like this, and you just keep again for the same amount of time they kept the knees down doing butterfly flaps. When you're done, you lie back, fully extend your hands outward, and relax as much as you can. Make sure these knees the muscles in the knees are not working by putting the 2 knees together. Oh shit! Oh, I got food on the fire. I think I'm burning food. Oh shit! Now I can't. And that's what you do. And that's a great backstretch. The thing about it is, thing about those things is though, if you stretch your back too bad, like if you've been overworking your back, you could actually end up when you're doing like when you lie back, you'll actually feel the muscle spasming in your back, and you'll feel some pain. So that could be because you overworked your back and it's finally getting some rest. All right. Some people lie down and sleep. That's another way of doing it, you know. Jackson the Hopeful says, thoughts on Wilder staying with Showtime. I think that's a good fit for Wilder. I thought that's, why would he leave Showtime to go to the Zone? Here, listen to the reasoning. Before a fight with Joshua, but guess what? Guess what? He has a commitment to Zone for a set of fights. When he could go on a fight-to-fight basis with Showtime. And on top of that, he's not guaranteed a fight with Anthony Joshua. I'm making it sound like he's guaranteed a fight with Anthony Joshua. He's not guaranteed no fight with Anthony Joshua. So I don't think it's a good deal, quite frankly. If he was guaranteed that Joshua fight and they signed the contract, because the dotted line, and so I'm with Wilder on this one. A lot of people are saying, oh, you know, Wilder ducked Joshua. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. He's a free agent. Where were they going to have it? On the Zone. Where were they going to have a venue for that fight? You know? And remember, Deontay Wilder crossed the seas and fought an opponent in, I believe it's the UK. No, not the UK. He didn't cross the sea. Sorry, my bad. That's Errol Spence. Sorry, my bad. But Anthony Joshua, as I said before, is not the A side necessarily in this negotiation, which leads to him. Remember, you know why he's not the A side? Because has he ever done a pay-per-view in the United States of America? No. Has he ever fought in America? No. So that's why Deontay Wilder will always have that upper hand over Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury has fought in the United States. Anthony Joshua came across the United States because he wants to be recognized worldwide. Right? He may sell out arenas in the UK. Khan did. A lot of people did. But Amir Khan understands you can't stay in the UK and be a world, you know, really big star. You can't do it. Deontay Wilder's a bigger star. And I know Tyson Fury be saying all kinds of stuff, but Deontay Wilder's a bigger star than Anthony Joshua. No matter what people say, he is. Because Anthony Joshua never sold nothing in the United States of America. He's never been on television in the United States of America. That's why he came here. To face Jarrell Miller, who's going to give him the work and might even stop him. So at the end of the day, that's the sort of thing that you got to understand. All right. Jackson the Hopeful says, damn, the internet is messing up. No, man, it's not messing up. Jackson the Hopeful says, I drink tons of water right now. That's cool, man. I'm going to have me a sip of water while I talk with you guys. So I was going back to Mikey Garcia versus Lomachenko. I said it, I'm gonna say it again. As long as Bob fucking Arum is there, there will be no fight between Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia. Alright? And Bob Arum is a dick rider. Okay, he will ride the dick of the person who is very prominent. He will use their name to promote his fighter. Okay? And his whole thing is like a bitch. He always talk about a fighter ducking another fighter. Okay? How could Mikey be ducking Lomachenko? How could he be? And he goes and fights a bigger, stronger guy at a higher weight class that, according to Bob Arum, Lomachenko can't do. So what the fuck are you talking about? Lomachenko is a very, very outstanding fighter. But Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia will not be like Mikey Garcia was against Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia will knock Lomachenko the fuck out. Period. Okay? He will knock Lomachenko. I'm guaranteeing you this. This fight is not going the distance. If Mikey Garcia, one guy was telling me I'm a Lomachenko hater. Lomachenko's look good He's looked good against certain fighters. If Linares could knock down Lomachenko with a straight right as he was coming in, Mikey, who has superior timing, excellent fucking footwork, he will not have a reach disadvantage, will knock Lomachenko the fuck out. Okay? People don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. Mikey will knock his ass out. All right? They said all kinds of things about Dlashkin. Mikey knocked Dlashkin out. He knocked down Sergey Lipinets. Right? He beat up Adrian Broner. I'm telling you, I ain't asking you. He will knock Lomachenko out cold. And that would be it for Lomachenko. His career will be over in terms of how people look at him. All right? So, yes, Bob Arum is very correct in keeping Lomachenko away from Mikey Garcia. All right? Because Lomachenko uses excessive footwork. People say he has beautiful footwork. No, he doesn't. He's an in and out style. He doesn't really use pivots. He goes in and out, in and out, in and out. He does kind of use pivots, but not in a very efficient way. All right? And I'm telling you, man, Mikey, you see, because we saw Errol Spence beat Mikey, everybody thinks Mikey's nothing and he's a dud. Do not put Lomachenko in the ring with Mikey. Mikey will murk his ass. And you heard even Daryl James say, if you for 1 minute stand in front of Mikey Garcia, because that's another thing. Errol Spence was trying to come off of different angles than Mikey Garcia. And even when he's coming off of angles, Mikey was catching his ass. Mikey was catching his ass. And I'm guaranteeing you, Mikey will catch Lomachenko's ass. And that would be that. Because if you're saying that Lomachenko's not a big fucking lightweight, which even though he can't paint a lightweight, and he can't go up to welterweight, okay then. Then what is he doing fucking with Mikey Garcia, who went up to welterweight? Can box. Alright, don't get it twisted. Really can box. And he's very technical and scientific in what he's doing. Oh, Mikey will kill him. He will kill him. And then afterwards, y'all gonna say, oh, Mikey bullied Lomachenko and Mikey was too big for Lomachenko. Y'all gonna say all kinds of fucking excuses. But that would not be, I'm telling you, that would not be, you cannot do that. Alright? Lomachenko is looking forward to facing Mikey Garcia. He don't want to see Gervonta Davis because Gervonta Davis, he's just super featherweight. He wants to see Mikey Garcia. But I'm tell Lomachenko, just like how Mikey wanted to see Errol Spence, you asking for something, you biting off something more than you could chew. And I don't care if Mikey face him next. Mikey will kill him. Okay? I'm serious. I'm serious about that one. That's my take on it. I'm not even hesitating on that one. All right? Mikey's too good a boxer. If you watch at how he was boxing Errol Spence, he's too fucking good a boxer to put Lomachenko. Lomachenko's a cool dude and everything, and he can box and I'm not saying he can't box and all of that, but not against Mikey Garcia, in my opinion. I think Bob Arum's doing the right thing by protecting his fighter and keeping him away from Mikey Garcia, which is what Bob Arum does best. And then, of course, punking Mikey Garcia at the same time. Yes, Lomachenko's footwork is great, but it's also overdone. Not only that, but he's very predictable. He goes in and out the same way. You know, and he doesn't change speeds going in and out. Yeah, he throws feints and all of that stuff and so on, but he's predictable. You know he's going to come to you. He has to come to Mikey, because Mikey will be the bigger guy. Loma will get caught with an overhand right coming in. Of course. Of course. And he's not dealing with a one-dimensional fighter. This fighter can do a lot of different things. And he's strong both on the inside and the outside. So that would be a big mistake. Nicholas Map says Mikey ain't beating Lomachenko. Yeah, you caught up in the mythos of Lomachenko, motherfucker. No disrespect, Nicholas Map, and sorry for calling you motherfucker, but I'm just saying. I didn't mean it in a negative way. I'm just saying motherfucker for motherfucker's sake. Yeah, no, no, my brother. It's no. Don't get it twisted. Mikey got beat by Errol Spence. Errol Spence is an excellent boxer who can do it all. He can fight on the inside, he can fight mid-range, and he can fight on the outside. I can guarantee you Lomachenko's a one-trick pony. He can fight only at mid-range like Manny Pacquiao. And that motherfucker got caught coming in. Not once, but twice I saw that happen. And I'm guaranteeing you, Mikey will knock his ass out if he catches him with a punch. Because Mikey's a lot stronger than those guys. Obviously, he's a lot bigger. He's dealt with a lot bigger guys. He's dealt with a lot more skilled guys with a lot more experience. I guarantee you, all that bullshit footwork that Lomachenko have. Mikey faced Manny Pacquiao. What style does Lomachenko have? Manny Pacquiao's. So what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Lomachenko is the great white hope. Let me say, Lomachenko's a good fighter. But Lomachenko, how he really beats orthodox fighters is he gets lead foot position on them. It's textbook stuff. He tries to get lead foot position on them, which will not happen with Mikey because Mikey's textbook as well. So he's not going to get lead foot position on Mikey and go weak side. It's not going to happen. When he takes too fucking long to go weak side. Let me put it that way. He takes too long. He does too much. He moves too excessively. And he's always constantly moving to try and stay. And Mikey just time his ass, cut him off. In fact, Mikey could walk his ass down, cut him off, and then just beat the shit out of him, knock him out. Because Mikey also knows how to use the jab and use range. What you saw Errol Spence do to Mikey, Mikey will do worse to Lomachenko. He'll knock him out. He will knock his ass out. I guarantee you that. Y'all don't, and Lomachenko don't really have that kind of power to keep Mikey respecting him like Mikey had against Errol Spence. He ain't gonna have that kind of power unless Lomachenko will have to start sparring much bigger guys, like 147 pounders, 160 pounders. He's gonna have to start sparring to try and work on his power somehow, some way. You know, because I can't even say he has timing. Everything comes off of his footwork. You know, everything comes off of his footwork, and he's busy. He uses his feints while he's busy. He throws up a lot of nice little feints. He throws, but at all one speed. He go at one speed. He one trick pony. One speed. He move at one speed with everything. But he does remind me a little bit of one of my favorite lightweight fighters right now, which is not BWF, Bivol. He does remind me a little bit of Bivol. He does remind me of him. But I find Bivol sweeter to watch because Bivol he doesn't have the southpaw stance for his advantage. He actually has orthodox stance. And I like Bivol because Bivol doesn't actually excessively move. He will stand he's just an angle off of you. Just an angle off of you. He's just, he's not excessive with his footwork. And so he's right. It seems as though he's right in front of me. He's not. I like Bivol. I really do. Jackson the Hopeful. Thoughts on Louis Nery? Louis Nery, he stopped the other guy, I think. I can't remember. I think he stopped the other guy. He's a good boxer. Southpaw, good boxer. I saw a little bit of him over the weekend. He's good. He's good. Not this weekend. Last weekend. He's a good boxer, man. I heard he got involved in some drug scandal or something like that. Yeah. But he's a good boxer, man. A lot of potential in him. He's undefeated as well. Isn't that right? But we'll see what pans out with that. But yeah, Bob Arum, man. Bob the bitch Arum. I don't have no respect for that guy. Sorry about that. I know he did a lot in the business. I know people in the business can't say that about him. But I'm going to say it straight out. He's a bitch. He behaves like a punk ass bitch. And he uses the resources he has to badmouth people and to dirty them. He's a fucking punk. He's a fucking bitch, in my opinion. That's how I feel about Bob Arum. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You're a bitch, right? All these bitch ass moves. You're gonna try and put up your fight with Lomachenko by putting down another fighter. Man, fuck you, Bob Arum. Fuck you. According to Peter, he is a stupid old fuck. Get out of boxing. A fucking plague on boxing. Jim Lampley's gone, thank God. Larry Merchant's gone, thank God. Get Bob Arum out of boxing. Get him out of boxing. And then that would clear. Now we'll have the golden era of boxing finally, where fighters can get their just respect. Errol Spence. If Bob fucking Arum and HBO was still here, those motherfuckers would have tried to denigrate Errol Spence. Even though Errol Spence is exciting and everything, they would have said all kinds of shit. Oh, he boring. Oh, he really doesn't have the fame. They would have fucked up Errol Spence. Because they did that to Floyd. They did that to Roy fucking Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. was a legend, man. That motherfucker was fun to watch. And these motherfuckers would say, oh, the competition he's facing is not good competition. These motherfuckers just trying to pick the man apart. Right? Floyd said, I am the best ever. I'm better than Sugar Ray Robinson. Fucking Emmanuel Stewart would turn around and say, he can never be like Sugar Ray Robinson. But I was like, what the fuck are these people doing? Ain't you supposed to be promoting your fighter? Listen to the Colonel, man. The Colonel always he'd be overdoing it though. But he'd be always saying positive things about the fighter or the star. You know what I'm saying? And so that's too much. Like, it's overbearing. Like, he's kissing their ass. And, he's putting down the other fighter that he's facing. I'm like, no, you can't do that, man, Colonel. And another thing is, when I listen to BT Sports or I listen to Sky, sometimes, man, it fucking annoys me when they just start kissing one fighter's ass because he's supposed to be the favorite. And they're just ignoring completely what the other fighter is doing. It pisses me off. I get really angry. I'm like, what the fuck are you people watching? But I thought that the commentary for Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence by Joe Goosen and who was it? It's Goosen, Sean Porter, Boom Boom Mancini to some degree. Even though Boom Boom Mancini says some shit sometimes, I wonder, I know you box. Did somebody give you brain damage or something? But sometimes Boom Boom Mancini say some really stupid stuff, right? But he had the whole cast. Lennox Lewis was there and so on, and they were giving a nice, even-keeled report on what was happening with Mikey Garcia. And truth to be told, offensively, Mikey couldn't find answers. He just couldn't. But I thought that later on in the fight, from rounds 9 to round 12, by then it was kind of too late though. Later in the fight, he was starting to find answers of how to deal with Errol Spence and land his punches. I thought he landed more punches coming to the end of the fight than he did in the beginning. He was doing better. But it is what it is. Yeah, some more news, man, in boxing. You guys can keep on talking, man. We could talk boxing all day. Like I see, it's a boxing thing. Jackson the Hopeful says he used those 60s black athletes to convince Ali to keep fighting so he could earn his money during the Cleveland conference thing. No joke. That motherfucker, man. Everybody go down on Don King, how he's a sleazeball. Fucking Arum is a sleazeball, man. He's a motherfucking sleazeball. All his key fighters. I mean, they don't really. They always thank him for the opportunity, but fuck that. All his key fighters leave him. The only guy that stuck with him was Timothy Bradley. And Timothy Bradley almost got brain damage, being in with Bob Arum. All right. Black fighter, that is. Alright? Terrence Crawford's there. Terrence Crawford, you ain't gonna get no fucking fight, man. All the PBC fighters are on the other side. All of you're in the fucking welterweight division. If you was in the, let me see what division Bob Arum and they would. You have a better chance if you was in the middleweight division, because at least Bob Arum might work with the zone. Even though I haven't seen him really working with the zone like that. Bob Arum's gonna try and leech you off, and Bob Arum picked the weakest fucking prominent welterweight you could find, Amir Khan. Everybody know Amir Khan gonna get knocked the fuck out. No matter what Bob Arum can try and sell shit to you. I heard one guy say it's gonna go to the 8th round. This ain't going 8 rounds. This shit ain't going 8 rounds. Everybody knows that. Amir Khan got some size. He bigger. He's gonna be big. He's gonna be a big dude. But I don't care what Virgil Hunter tries to sell y'all. That chin is going to get touched. And when it does, Khan's going to be in Queer Street. And after that, he going to get knocked the fuck out. He's going to get knocked the fuck out. Terrence Crawford may go southpaw, or he may not. He may just stay orthodox. Terrence Crawford uses his guard very well. So Khan was not just going to cut through that guard, because Terrence Crawford got a decent reach. So at the end of the day, we all know Amir King Khan is going to get starched. All right? You're going to put Amir Khan in with on the downswing, coming off of a knockout loss 2 fights ago. You're going to put him in with Terrence Crawford. He going to duck Kell Brook listen to me carefully. He's not really ducking Kell Brook because he's taking a better fight, right? He gonna not fight Kell Brook. That's the more accurate say this. Who we know has his chocolate brownie, and he probably had a better chance of beating Kell Brook because Kell Brook actually had damaged eye orbitals, so maybe he could have worked the eyes. He left that to face Terrence Crawford, maybe to say I faced one of the greatest, you know, on his resume, because he got Canelo, and you saw what happened with Canelo. And Canelo supposedly is not as fast as Khan. So how did Canelo get Khan out of that? Canelo done already showed the blueprint on how to beat Khan. Danny Garcia showed you the blueprint on how to beat Khan. Marcus Maidana showed you the blueprint on how to beat Khan. How many times we need to see the blueprint of beat Khan? I can't believe Paulie Malignaggi said something really stupid. He said, of all the people that can beat Floyd, I think Khan can beat Floyd. No, he can't. No, he can't. There's no way he can beat Floyd. Oh, Khan can really box. He's not very intelligent. He's speedy. He's Speedy Gonzalez, but he a one-trick pony. It's checkers, not chess. That's what he plays. But this game is chess, not checkers. Right? So, you know, there's certain points of view. I know point of you got your ass beat by Khan, so you will always look at him a certain way. But at the end of the day, brother, that's just not the case. All right? All right, let me see what you guys are saying, because I see a lot of conversation going on here. Bob fucking Arum. Who is more overrated, GGG or Anthony Joshua? GGG, obviously. Anthony Joshua at least goes in the ring and does what he needs to do. GGG will lose a fucking fight twice, and motherfuckers will make excuses for him. GGG will fight absolutely nobody because his team doesn't want him to step up to the competition, and people make excuses for him. Obviously, he's overrated. I'm not saying he's not a good boxer or he's a great boxer. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's overrated. Overrated by the fans, overrated by the media, overrated by, that's what I mean by overrated. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying, I like him. He's an exciting fighter. But I'm saying people esteem him way too highly. They're esteeming him, the mythos of him is way above the reality of him. And so I've heard people say that GGG outboxed Canelo the second fight. And I'm looking at them like really? How the fuck you can outbox somebody and they're landing punches on you? In fact, Canelo outlands GGG with power shots. How you outbox that person? Why are they getting their power shots on you? And Canelo doesn't throw a whole lot of jabs, but when he does throw a jab, it generally lands on his opponent. So it's like this shit that, man, people say so much shit. Errol Spence was effective with the jab. Why? Because Mikey couldn't touch him. Once he threw that jab, he established distance. And it was difficult for Mikey to negotiate around that jab. That's having a fucking effective jab. Those jabs count in a fight. They don't even have to land. They count because they establish distance. So Mikey can't land more power shots than Errol Spence. Errol Spence is the one landing more power shots than Mikey. You got to look at it round by round, but that's not the point. All right? Mikey did win some rounds because he landed more power shots on Errol Spence. We got that. But nonetheless, those are things you have to be able to understand the fucking point behind a fucking jab. People say, oh, you got to jab a lot in a fight. No, you don't have to jab a lot in a fight. There are more effective things you can do in a fight. You know, there was a time when Roy Jones Jr. didn't jab at all. He was Captain Hook. He feinted, got the opponent to move, get themselves out of position, and then he just destroyed them, right? Floyd Mayweather at a certain point in his career didn't jab a whole lot. And Emmanuel Stewart like, he doesn't jab. Look, he's just an athletic dude. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't jab. More overrated, Spence or Wilder? Obviously, Wilder's more overrated. Wilder was the Mr. One-punch knockout guy. He knocks everybody out. He's overrated. Errol Spence is man down, but Errol Spence systematically breaks you down. He doesn't call himself man down. He calls himself the truth, and he is the truth. So obviously, Errol Spence is not as overrated as Deontay Wilder. That kind of goes without saying. We all kind of know that. But Deontay Wilder is also underrated, unfortunately. And so is Gennady Golovkin. because there's the other extreme where people say, "Oh, Gennady Golovkin, he can't box really. He just he just come forward fighter like Marguerite." Not really. He got some defense. Not the superb defense, but he got some defense. He's tough. He's a tough guy. He's got a strong mind, and he likes to fight. And he does have power in both hands. Right? So that is true. And he can box some. He can box. I'll give him that. He can box some. So people now, they go to the next extreme and they say, Gigi ain't worth shit. He ain't this. He ain't that. Yeah. What you were saying about, let me hear what you said. I still don't know how in the hell GGG became the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, even before Jacob's fight. Bruh, it's called politics. ESPN worked with HBO, and they were the ones that rated him like that. I personally didn't understand it, but it looked good for Jacobs. Jacobs looked good. After that fight, Jacobs looked really good. He fought the #1 pound for pound fighter. And arguably, we can argue that Jacobs won it. We can argue that. It's debatable. I guess in that debate, I think a lot of people will talk about how GGG knocked down Jacobs. But Jacobs came back in that fight. I don't care what nobody's saying. He really landed punches on GGG. GGG looked like a punching bag. After that, after seeing that Jacobs put it all out on the line. At the end of the fight, Jacobs hung over the ropes. He's tired. It was tired beating GGG's ass. It was hilarious. It was tired beating GGG. He was like, man, because he landed the last punch in the fight too, on GGG's chin. Went to the ropes and hung over him. How can you be so tired whooping ass? It's so funny to me, man. It's hilarious. He hung over the ropes. He was just tired beating the guy's ass, man. He gave a fight of his life, man. And that's why I thought he squeaked it out. Because, of course, he came back from the knockdown. And those middle rounds, man. Brother, man, I remember he hit GGG with a 2-piece at the end of, I think it was the 8th or 9th round. Bop, bop. And he went, ah! He said, come on! GGG could take a punch, though. That motherfucker is tough. At the end of the fight, though, his face was bruised up and stuff. And he's a tough motherfucker. I'll give him that. But, man, I loved it. I loved it. I thought Jacobs pulled that out, actually. He beat GGG. And some people believe that. But officially, GGG won it by split decision, I think it was. Split decision. It was a close fight, so it could have gone either way, as people say. So, if Jacobs didn't get knocked down, he would have won that fight. He would have won that fight, for sure. Or they would have robbed his ass. But he would have won that fight. I also oh shit, man. I also thought that GGG got his ass handed to him by Canelo. Canelo made him look stupid. Dude be throwing punches and hitting nothing but air. He was just throwing, and he tried to double up his energy, and stuff like he usually do, and he could get his opponent out of there because he turned it up. Another thing Errol Spence tried to do as well against Mikey Garcia. I keep on telling you guys, man, this is fucking boxing. Like, a lot of people don't get it when I say that. This is boxing. So if you have defense in boxing, and when I mean defense, not just putting up your guards and stuff, but you're also well conditioned to be able to know how to ride punches and all of that stuff, right? If you have good defense, you don't have to be a tough guy. You can actually go into a fight where another guy, he just mounting a whole bunch of offense, but you're blocking, catching, parrying, picking off every single motherfucking shot. So that the guy is not doing anything to you. And then after he's finished offloading his load, it's your turn. You can get pinpoint accurate on what you want to do. That's what Floyd used to do. That's why when I hear people say, Sugar Ray Leonard would beat Floyd Mayweather, I'm looking at them like, please, like really? Will he beat his father? I'm like, his father's not on Floyd's level. Yeah, his father trained him and helped him to get the basics of everything he knows. But his father's not on his level. Come on, man. Floyd Mayweather Sr. ain't gonna even dare say, I'm better than my son. He would be mad to say that. You know what I'm saying? Jackson the Hopeful says, if Amir Khan had Margarito's chin, he would be top five pound for pound fighter in the media. Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say Margarito's chin, because Shane Mosley touched that chin, and Margarito went to sleep. So I wouldn't say having a Margarito chin. I'd have preferred to say a chin like let's see, who's a guy with a good chin? If he had Floyd Mayweather's chin, I don't even think Floyd ever got dropped by a punch. I know he went down on the canvas off of a punch. Actually, he dropped by a jab judo. He did get dropped by a jab judo. But Floyd got a hell of a chin. Hell of a fucking chin. Marcos Maidana landed a perfect straight right on Floyd. And that motherfucker limped to the corner, sat down on the stool, grinned, came back out, and, put the hurting on Marcos Maidana. He had a fucking hell of a chin. If he had a chin like that, or Andre Ward chin, or a Marcos Maidana chin, he do all right. But these killers out here, Amir Khan wouldn't be able to deal with these killers. Errol Spence would have murked his ass. I don't care what kind of chin. Because Chris Algieri has a hell of a chin. Errol murked his ass, right? You gotta have more than a chin. It's not about sticking your chin out there to punch me in my chin. It's defense. I try to explain this to people. Defense. You can have a hell of a chin how much you want to have a hell of a chin. There's a certain amount of pounds of pressure that if it hits that chin, you're going to sleep. So, you got to have defense. Marcos Maidana gave Floyd his toughest fight in the first, in my opinion. Actually, I thought Miguel Cotto gave Floyd his toughest fight. Miguel Cotto. Go watch that fight. That was a grueling ass fight with two really top tier boxers. Cotto can really box. You look at Cotto versus Canelo. Fucking Cotto held his own against Canelo. Canelo couldn't get Cotto out of there. Cotto's a hell of a fucking fighter, and an underrated fighter. And it's sad that a lot of people, they started bad talking Cotto after he left Top Rank. And unfortunately for Cotto, he took a bad deal with Bob Arum, fucking Bob Arum, by going and facing Pacquiao, and he was underweight. He was dehydrated. That motherfucker could have died. Okay, he could have died. But you see, after that, he learned, no, I ain't doing that shit. And he flipped the script, and he started doing it to other people. He was like, all right, I'm going to get this motherfucker out of there. I'm going to get every single advantage I can get. So against, I can't remember the Australian guy's name. The dude was complaining how he was dehydrated against Cotto. And that's why Cotto was able to stop his ass. He was sluggish and slow and everything, especially down the stretch. Okay, that's one of the most dangerous things. Never do. Go into a fight dehydrated. You can have major damage to your organs, to your body, because you don't have the fluids in it to keep them at a certain turgidity to absorb the shock of trauma. So that's one of the reasons why people can bleed internally and die. You got the case of Adonis Stevens, who we don't even know how he's doing so far. Yeah, Marcos Maidana gave Floyd a hell of a fight, the first fight for sure. But Floyd is that is a fucking beast, man. Floyd started fighting him back toe to toe, started winning the battles, got his eye damaged, came back and started beating Marcos Maidana's ass systematically. He was outboxing him, but not just outboxing him. He was taking it to him. He wasn't even taking nothing. It was a tit for tat. I never seen nothing like that. So yeah, some more things in boxing that we could talk about. There's a lot of good stuff. The DAZN deal with Deontay Wilder turned down, and DAZN now has raised the price of tickets twice the amount. It's now $20 for the subscription to DAZN. That seems as though they're lining up for like a pay-per-view fight, so they're doubling it up. Everybody looking at the numbers, crunching the numbers. I realize that this is what you need to do for the Gerald Miller, especially the Gerald Miller Anthony Joshua fight. A lot of people sleeping on Gerald Miller, so we're gonna see. We'll see. A lot of people sleeping on Gerald. Anthony Joshua gonna knock him out. We'll see. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. You know what I mean? Um, what else you guys want to talk about concerning boxing? There's a lot of stuff to talk about in boxing, but what do you got? I get this thing popping up, so that means you must be. Oh, there you go. Miga Cotto is one of my favorite fighters. The guy took tons of punishment, still moving and speaking well. I have a lot of respect for him. Yeah, bro. Yeah, he his face used to look terrible against Margarito. It was a terrible looking face, and against Pacquiao, it looked horrible as well. He's since then hasn't taken much more punishment. That was about it. I think those are the two most grueling fights he had in his career. Oh no, there was one earlier on again against Venezuelan or Argentinian fighter. That was a hell of a fight as well. And he showed he could box a bit. Shane Mosley gave him some work too. Shane Mosley was going to knock his ass out actually. Mosley's a beast, you know. Mosley, when Cotto beat Mosley because Mosley came on strong late. Came on strong late against Cotto. And Cotto's a tricky kind of guy. He's actually left-handed. So what happens is, at some point in the fight, Cotto will just switch southpaw on you. He'll switch southpaw on you and start landing shots on you. Once he thinks he's got the advantage on you, he's gonna switch southpaw and start whooping your ass. Yeah, Cotto's a tricky dude. He's tricky. He does a lot of interesting things in there, and he dirty as fuck. He will hit you with his shin. He will step on your foot. He'll muscle you down. He'll elbow you. He'll headbutt you. Cotto is a dirty ass fighter, but I like that. He's rugged. He's rough. That's why I thought that he's slick with it. He's not dirty in an obvious way like Marcos Maidana. He's dirty in a slickish way. Paulie Malignaggi said he would punch him in the hip, punch him low. I remember he did that with Zab Judas too. Punch him low after Zab Judas started kicking his ass early. And Zab Judas was a dangerous fighter early in fights, and then later on he fade out. But Miga Cotto, you know, he would hit you on the shin. He would knee you in the shin. He would step on your foot. You know, he would muscle you around and hit you with his elbows. You know, when he's throwing a punch, for example, he's throwing a punch, the elbow would slash across your face, so you could get your face cut that way. You know, because he used his elbow in a different kind of way. He's very slick with it. You know, hit you low, hit you in the hip. You know, immobilize you, those kinds of things. So Cotto's slick, but he was also kind of rough and rugged and kind of dirty with it, and that's all good. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to say concerning boxing. That I saw up there. So DAZN raising the fee, I think, is to compensate for Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller and probably other big fights they're trying to get on DAZN. I don't know what's going to happen with the heavyweight division, honestly. Wilder is fighting on Showtime. Fucking Tyson Fury is fighting on ESPN. And Anthony Joshua is right now fighting on DAZN. Could have had a unified heavyweight champion by now if Tyson Fury had beaten Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury had gone after Anthony Joshua. We could have had a unified heavyweight champion by now. As it is, right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And that's because of some stupid decisions made by the fighters. Alright, I ain't mad at Wilder. He was always at Showtime. And Showtime gave them the deal where it's, you know, by fight basis. So I get why he's doing the Showtime thing. I don't get why Tyson Fury did the ESPN thing. You're chasing after money? Like, really? I thought he was confident in beating Deontay Wilder. Obviously, he's not. These tune-up fights and all that shit. Wilder said he wasn't going to fight and face him. I didn't believe him until I saw that. The heavyweight division is a crossroads because they robbed Fury. No. Fucking Fury could have gone for that rematch. If he felt that he was robbed, he should have gone back for a rematch. And Wilder was willing to offer him a rematch. No, motherfucker felt the power of Wilder, and he's saying, I ain't really interested in getting hit again like that. And the odds of me getting hit again, he's smart to understand if Wilder found the range the first fight, he gonna find it again. And he realized that he's gonna get his ass KO'd. So motherfucker going as far away from Wilder as possible. Got a nice deal with ESPN, and he gonna stay with ESPN because we all know he signed with Bob Arum and Top Rank. Bob Arum is gonna make sure, guarantee that his motherfucking ass never face Deontay Wilder. Right? So that's what is it. That's what's there. So Tyson Fury made a bitch move that fucked up everything. Now Wilder's trying to make a move with Anthony Joshua. So he went across to hear what the deal is and stuff. And Wilder's not interested. He's the opposite of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury put himself into bondage. Wilder is not interested in facing a Anthony Joshua where he's tied down to the zone. You don't want that. It's like, what the fuck? I got good things happening on my side. Why would I want to be tied down with you? So that's all to it. You know? Give him a contractual thing. DAZN, he willing to go with DAZN, but you gotta, do a contractual thing. What I mean by that is, one fight basis. I'm here to face Anthony Joshua. Let me fight Anthony Joshua. And that's that. Alright? But I guess that couldn't happen. They want all the superstars by them, so DAZN wanted some more fights out of him, and he was not on that. We as fans would like to see that happen, though. See Wilder versus Joshua. Obviously, that can't be next because Joshua going to have his hands filled with Baby Miller. It'll be another 3 to 4 years when Wilder and Fury get their rematch, if that's unfortunate. Man, fuck Fury. Fury just fucked up the whole thing. They could have had that rematch. Fury could have beaten him again or outboxed him. It could have happened that Wilder caught him at some point in time. Very, 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 very possible because Wilder pulled it off the first time. So I wouldn't be surprised he could do it. And that's what Fury's afraid of. So Fury has not faced Wilder. I think Fury made the bitch move. I think a lot of people are saying they're defending Fury because he's white and because he's outspoken. But when you really think about it, you scratch your head like, you would think you would want a rematch to whoop this guy's butt so you could get his belt so you could have leverage against Anthony Joshua, and you're thinking to yourself, you would think he would want to do that. He never had the WBC belt. You would think he'd want to do that. If you beat this guy so comprehensively the first time, should be easy work the second time. Just be careful and watch out for yourself. You would think so, right? No. Not at all. He's afraid to get knocked out. And so he's trying to cash in as much as he can. What's your opinion on 78 Sports TV? Well, I don't really watch him much. So I don't really have much of an opinion anymore. I used to watch him back in the day. But he has certain opinions that are interesting. Certain things that are interesting. But quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about 78 Sports TV anymore. You know who's an interesting person, though? There's another guy who's 78 as well. And he kind of sometimes sets 78 Sports TV on the right course. You know what I'm saying? Because 78 Sports TV, to me, first of all, the motherfucker don't ever show his face. Right? He doesn't show his face. Showing me that whatever reason he's not showing his face, you have to be real with people. You know what I'm saying? I started off my channel without showing my face for a different reason. It wasn't because it wasn't because I was afraid to show my face. I have no problem showing my face. Is that I wanted people to focus on boxing and what I was saying and not so much my face. Because a lot of people on YouTube, in my opinion, they put their face out there, they put themselves out there to market themselves, not to market the content. And I feel like 78 Sports TV sometimes, he try to market himself. But he don't want to put his face out there because I guess he's afraid to be associated with other people or something. I don't know. In the beginning, I think he put his face out there. But anyway, I don't really care too much about 78 Sports TV because I'm doing my own thing and I'm on my own beat and all of that. And I don't really agree with a lot of things he says as well, because some people have what we call political agendas. Like they talk certain things to get a certain audience. I remember, I think 78 Sports TV tried to attack me a certain time for saying something so that he could get more audience. So this motherfucker was on that. and I'm not on that shit. So I stopped really watching. I wasn't really interested in him anymore because he talks a bunch of shit sometimes. And again, as much as he did share some really interesting things on the history of boxing, he had something on the history of boxing that shows it goes all the way back to Egypt. And then I did some more research and saw it goes back way back to the Sumerian Empire, back in Tower of Babylon and all that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in the antediluvian period as well. But at the end of the day, that was some interesting stuff that he did. He did some things on Sam Lankford and stuff. And back then I was like, yeah, I like that. But basically that's it. I mean, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and I don't really pay much attention to him. I more pay attention to guys in boxing, like Eric Bradley, the fight doctor, like Fran Sands, like Master Boxing, Morena Boxing. So I more deal with the people who deal with boxing itself, because I like boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you a little something again with boxing. Because the difference between me and say 78 Sports TV or even Boxing Ego is I actually break down what I'm doing. I'm not really there to just get fans and just to do, run of the mill shit. I'm not into that too much. I'm more into the actual boxing itself. So when I talk about Floyd Mayweather TBE, I'm talking from a boxing perspective and not from a pay-per-view attraction perspective. All right? So I want to show you just something very, very simple in boxing, all right? So I told you there are different kinds of jabs, all right? I'm going to show you the different kinds of feints you can have, all right? So a boxer is always moving. This is me in the southpaw stance. He's always moving. So because you're always moving, people are looking, the other boxers always looking at what you're doing. So let's say I'm here, all right? I'm in a side-on stance, and I'm moving like this, right? Okay. Now, normally, I could throw a jab at you, right? Any kind of jab. Boop, right? So, I may be moving, throw a jab. All right, I'm pivoting, whatever. All right? And this time, I do like this, right? Right? I could do this. I could do this. I could even do this. Right? As if I'm going to throw a jab. That's a hand feint or a shoulder feint. All right? Now, I may do this. Okay? I may do this. So here I am. Just kind of moving around and I do like this. Now, or I may do like this. Okay? Either way, that's a foot feint. Now, people sometimes exaggerate to do it. Right? You don't have to do that. Because it must feel natural. Just kicking the rug out of the way. Yeah, it must feel natural. So what you would naturally do if you're throwing a punch is what I must naturally do. See? It must be fluent. So if I throw a punch this way, then I'm going to angle as if I'm going to throw a punch this way, but I'm really going to throw a punch here. Right? So, feints. They are very important in boxing. A feint can freeze your opponent. That's how you can get a mobile opponent to become stationary. You see? Mikey Garcia. 9th round. Errol Spence. I'm in the orthodox stance. Errol's in the southpaw. What did Mikey do? Mikey first test the jab. He was creeping in on Errol Spence. After he had bodied him off, pushed him off like this, walked down the shoulder into him, I was pushing him back, right? Errol Spence caught him with a left hook. The uppercut, on the other hand, got blocked, all right? And then what did Mikey do? You remember? Errol then tries to pull up with the jab. Mikey throws the jab, bop, on the inside, bop, bop. And then he hits him with the lead right because he sees it like, I lined it up, bop, right? All right. Errol Spence tries to throw the jab, boop, 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 right? So what does Mikey do? changes levels, throws the jab, and does as he's going to throw the right and pivots out. Right? See, I'm telling you exactly what he did so you can understand. I don't just talk off of my ass. I try to tell you things that I really saw. So the feint is where it looks like a lineup to throw the right here, down the middle, whoop, or to the body, whoop, right? Or straight whoop, to the body. But what I do instead, I do as if I'm going to do that. And what I do, I pivot out the way. And that's how he pivoted to the center of the ring. Feints. They're as effective as if he was to throw a jab. And they're varied. There are different kinds of feints. There's all kinds of feints. Changing level could be a feint. All right? I'll show you how. So if I'm here, right, orthodox stance, I'm just doing like this. That could indicate to the other guy, he could throw a jab to try and back me off. So he's backing off. He's trying to throw a jab. I got him to throw a jab. I watched it. Right? Now, I tell you, one of the more important things in boxing is feints. Floyd Mayweather. He's a walk-in feint machine. All right? Floyd will do like this. I got to go further back so you can see me. So Floyd, right? Floyd might do something like this. So he's walking sideways, and he might do like this. He might do like this. He do as if he's making a step. He do as if he's going to make it. He makes a step, and he does like if he's going to go this way. And then what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? He turned this way. So he doing like he's circling you this way, and then he just kind of pause, and then he goes back the other way. That's a feint right there. Floyd feints with his shoulders. He do like this. All right, I gotta go wider. So he be doing like this, and he might do like this. And he might do like this, as if he's going to hit you, and he might freeze it. He might change levels. All right? He might do it like this, and he's walking, and his whole body feels, so at the moment you feel like he's going to hit you, and then he kind of goes like this. You know, he's always kind of constantly checking you. So you don't know when. See, the closer I get to you, you can feel how difficult it is. Sometimes you see him put up the hand, but the hand really look like if you're going to shoot the shot. He look like you're going to shoot the shot. What? Right? See, when you can see it face to face, it feels much more real. If you can't see it, and that's the problem with being, if you're not up close and personal, it's like with basketball. You guys ever play basketball? Looking at the sidelines at a basketball game is different to actually being in a basketball game. You see more of the skills of the fighters up close. You see all the feinting they're doing, all of the, I'm going to do this and then I hit you with the crossover, and they do it really fast, right? Well, the same thing with Floyd and these guys. If you're directly in front of Floyd, it's different to be seeing him from the side or from an overview at the top. Just like how the judges have difficulty seeing sometimes the punches that land from below the ring looking up. So that's why I said it really is different facing an opponent in boxing than when you're seeing it from the outside. So feints, very important in boxing. And there are all kinds of feints. There's eye feints, there's head feints, there's shoulder feints, there's hand feints, there's foot feints, there's body feints. You know, there's lots and lots of feints in all kinds of ways. All right, it varies how you can throw your punch selection. It'll freeze your opponent because your opponent will be usually trying to go into defensive mode off of a feint. They're going to try and defend it. And just because the feint is so natural, you swear the punch is coming. And that's the key to it. It's not how fast you punch. It's how fast you throw the feint. It's how organic it feels. So I hope that helps people. If you're a boxer or whatever. So it's basically like if you're going to throw a punch, but you must have intent behind the feint. That is to say, To make a very believable feint, somebody has to believe you're actually going to throw the punch, which means you actually started the punch. You started the process of the punch, how you normally and naturally throw the punch. And because of that, I burnt my food. But because of that, you end up they end up biting on it. You have to get them to bite on the feint. And you can throw a feint at different speeds as well, just as how you should throw punches at different speeds. It's all about not being too predictable. You have to vary up the speed, the power, the angles. It's a lot of work in boxing. You know who was Andrew Ward was talking to Clarissa Shields and saying you just don't do the same thing the same way. You don't ever throw a jab the same way. You get too predictable. You don't ever throw your jab with the same timing. Vladimir Klitschko, the king of the jab. I advise people to go watch his fights and how he vary up the jab in terms of the intensity, the power, the timing, the placement, the angle, right? Your jab. But jabbing alone will not get you to win a fight. Even though in the case of Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, the jab wanted him to fight. That's what wanted him to fight, to be honest with you. But that's because Errol Spence brought some other intangibles like pivot work. That makes a big difference. He didn't use as much feints as I thought he would use to open up Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia was pretty savvy enough to know how to handle that. But what you have to do, he's like, okay, Errol Spence throws a lot of combinations, and that's cool. But combinations will not work on an opponent that you haven't broke down enough that the defense is not open. So what Errol kind of did was rush things. He kept on picking Mikey Garcia apart, yes. But he wasn't patient enough, and this is what I guess Floyd would have wanted him to do. Be more patient so that when Mikey Garcia his defense has broken down sufficiently, then you crash his ass. Because you want to crash him and get him out of there. You don't want to crash him and he's still around. You want to crash him and get him out of there. So maybe Errol will work on his game a little bit more so that if you got to pick a guy apart for 10 rounds, pick his ass apart. Don't worry about throwing 3, 4, 5 punch combinations and they don't land. They just hit gloves and arms. You got to be more patient. Keep your composure and fight. A lot of people want to have exciting fights, and that's cool and well and good, but not effective fights. You know, and that's why I say Sugar Ray Leonard, there's no way Sugar Ray Leonard beats Floyd Mayweather any era. I don't care what. He could be so-called in his prime. He not beating Floyd Mayweather. It's just not happening. Boxing's just evolved too much since his time. And he was in some all-out brawls and all-out battles. I remember he fought Donnie Lalonde. Donnie Lalonde knocked his ass down, was beating his ass up until Donnie Lalonde, of course, who was weight drained, got tired. And then Leonard was able to beat him. And basically, he knocked out a fatigued Donnie Lalonde. And he got a lot of credit for that. And no problem with that. I ain't mad at him. But at the end of the day, he managed to survive. His defense was shit. Leonard had a shitty defense. How you being clocked by Donnie Lalonde like that? And getting dropped. That never happened to Floyd. And it didn't happen to Mikey Garcia. You know why? Because they have fucking defense. Alright? Sugar Ray Robinson. Everybody talk about Sugar Ray was a great body. He's getting body punched like fucking shit by the light heavyweight dude. He was punching the shit out of his body. Alright? Nobody was paying attention to it because he was watching all the overhand rights that Sugar Ray Robinson was hitting him. He was body punching the shit out of him. Nobody's paying attention. And my point being that it's about being effective. I said that time and time again in many, many videos. It's about being effective as a boxer. It's not about being flashy and all of that shit. You add a little flash of pizzazz to it, great. But it's about being effective first. So if Errol Spence wants to live up to his reputation of man down, then he's going to have to take his time. Take his time. And pick his shots on his opponents. Right? He's a little too, and that's why I told you he's kind of green. He still ain't got that veteran savvy to him. He's not a veteran in the sport of boxing. He's he's a he's still a young pup, you know, in the business still. I think he got a long ways to go. And he'll appreciate. Keith Thurman already appreciates Floyd Mayweather because he's realized just how difficult it is to do what Floyd Mayweather has done, and a lot of people are beginning to appreciate the dude. Say what you want about Floyd Mayweather, when it comes to boxing, that motherfucker was the bomb. He was a bad motherfucker. And if Sugar Ray Leonard in his prime was to enter the ring with that motherfucker, Ray Leonard didn't stand a chance of winning. And I know Ray Leonard was tough, so I expect Ray Leonard to survive to 10th or the 12th or the 15th round. But he would have get outclassed. Outbox, outclassed. I don't care about reach and all that shit. Floyd would have outclassed his ass. And if it was Pretty Boy Floyd, it'd be much more aggressive. Like a small, sharper, more slick Aaron Pryor would have been on Leonard's ass. And Leonard would have lost that fight. Alright? Because I'm telling you, Aaron Pryor would have given Leonard the work. And Leonard knows this. Leonard knows Aaron Pryor would have given him the work. Alright? A guy like Sean Porter would have given him the work too. Manny Pacquiao would have given him the work. And he knows this. That's why he admires Manny Pacquiao. See what you saying there, brother? Jackson the Hopeful says, I hate how people talk about how political this era and the cherry picking, like Leonard didn't delay all of them damn rematches. He didn't fight certain people, man. He ain't fight Aaron Pryor. He didn't fight Aaron Pryor. But they want to rate Leonard so high and all of this shit. And he didn't fight Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor was calling his ass out. And people say, oh, well, Aaron Pryor ended up ducking him because Aaron Pryor didn't want a certain amount of money. And I was like, look, man. You say what you want. The facts are he didn't face Aaron Pryor. And Aaron Pryor was a spectacular boxer at the time. He was hot. So we don't know how Leonard would have handled that style. And a smaller fighter at that. We saw what happened with Roberto Duran, who brought it to him, the first fight. And I thought he won the fight. But at the end of the day, he lost it, according to the judges. Because Duran brought it for, how many? I think it was 15 rounds. For 15 fucking rounds, Duran brought it. Okay? And Aaron Pryor, we all know Aaron Pryor brings it. You know, Aaron Pryor would have brought it. All right? And I believe Floyd would have had the same attitude and brought it as well. Because he had to close the distance from the reach. Yeah. He's not picking him on the outside. Floyd would have to take it to him. And that's what his father couldn't do. His father more boxed Leonard on the outside. Floyd would take it to Leonard. And Floyd is I think he's a lot stronger than his father. Punch harder than his father. So, yeah. Floyd would take it to him. If you look at Pretty Boy Floyd, he would take it to everybody. He fuck y'all. He was like a destroying machine, but he was still green. You could see the inexperience in him. There's a lot of things he didn't know about defense, and he had to learn about that because he thought he could get everybody out of there. Errol Spence is now learning you can't get everybody out of there, and it's not about survival either. It's just about fucking defense. Some people just have the defense. I remember Floyd tried to knock out the Argentinian fighter. The Argentinian fighter, he couldn't mount a severe offense, but every now and then he got some punches in on Floyd. And Floyd would be shocked because he'd crack Floyd's flush. And Floyd would be like, blah. And Floyd would be shocked at that. You know, the young Floyd wasn't as experienced as the older Floyd. The older Floyd can do things the younger Floyd just can't do. But people found the younger Floyd more entertaining because they like bang fests and punch outs and shit like that. You know, overpowering your opponent with sheer power and punches. That's bullshit. You can't have all of that. Not at the level these guys are at. It's boxing. So to do what Floyd did, go 12 rounds against an opponent consistently and still gain their respect, outbox them, and be so technical without throwing a whole bunch of punches is incredible. It's incredible. You know, the older Floyd would have dictated and handled Leonard and made Leonard look less than extraordinary. He'd have made him look simple. Right? Because if Floyd could beat Buddy McGirt, and Buddy McGirt is the new generation of fighter, if he would have beat the brakes off of him, he'd have beat Leonard, man. Leonard did too much upper body movement. It's way too fucking much upper body movement. Wasting energy, man. The guy who was also cool, Pernell Whitaker. You know, he'd have given Floyd some work. He'd have given him some work. He'd have given Floyd some work. Pernell Whitaker. If Floyd had gone to 154 and met Mike McCallum, he'd have get some good work. Mike McCallum would have given him some good work. These guys, I'm talking about legit guys. Because Mike McCallum didn't actually have the stance that Floyd has, and so Floyd would have a better advantage over him, because Floyd would use his size to his advantage. Meaning, he's small, he will get smaller. So Mike McCallum had to shoot down. So Floyd, but the thing about Mike McCallum's a good inside fighter, good mid-range fighter. So if Floyd tried to just go fighting him on the inside just like that, it'd be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. You know, and Mike McCallum was known as the body snatcher. He knew how to throw a body punch. So I would have loved to see that fight. Floyd is a little too small for Marvin Hagler, but I would have loved to see him go against Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler, switch hitter, fight on the inside, that kind of shit. It would be nice to see him face Marvin Hagler and fight him. Marvin Hagler's an interesting character, because it's not that easy for me to tell you exactly how Floyd would beat him, but I think it would be more because Floyd would be landing more punches on Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler had good defense, but he still could get hit. And once you can get hit, Floyd's going to beat you. He's going to outpoint you. If he can throw a jab and hit you, it's over. The fight's over. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. Once you're too hittable, you have to have fucking defense. Defense! How many times do I have to tell people this? It's defense you have to have. Why you can have a chance in a fight and stay in a fight is if you have defense. You know, Mikey Garcia had defense. Errol Spence was never going to get him out of there. Never. 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 Going to get him out of there. That was one thing I guaranteed everybody was going to happen. I wasn't sure how the outcome would be, because I couldn't really say. They were both very good fighters. But I knew that Mikey was not going to get stopped. I don't know if he was going to get dropped, but I knew he wasn't going to get stopped. I told people this over and over and over again. I never said Mikey's going to win this fight. I never said that. I favored him because I liked him. I thought, be it as it may, Errol probably get the win. I didn't expect him to get it in such a dominant fashion. And he showed me some stuff. But I thought he was going to get the win. I thought it was going to be a split decision or a closer fight than it was. But Mikey just couldn't figure out how to get closer to Errol. He did that but late in the fight, like 9, 10, 11, 12. That's when he started to figure out what to do. By then, the fight was gone already for him. But now he was looking for a Hail Mary or something to kind of knock out Errol Spence. A good punch. Which he could have probably gotten. I don't know. It's boxing. Anything can happen. But very unlikely. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I just wanted to share this video with you guys. We had almost an hour and 30 minutes in. So, as soon as it's 30 minutes, I'm going to wrap it up. Peace to you guys. Stay healthy. Try to stay healthy in your life. And we can talk some more boxing some other time. If you have any more questions, leave it in the comment section. Don't forget you can donate, subscribe, and share this video, as well as comment down in the comment section. You guys have a good one. Peace.